They were a play or two away, because that's why they ended up losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. A play or two away from being undefeated 3-0-1 this season, and us scratching our heads saying, what the heck happened with this Lions squad? But the Buccaneers are the one that you mentioned, BT, that just it hits me like, man, does a coach make that much difference, or does a coaching staff make that much difference? One, in the mindset of Jameis Winston, but two, on the defensive side of the ball. I know we have our opinions about Todd Bowles as a head coach. It's just not suited for him. It doesn't have the makeup to be a head coach in the National Football League. And yes, I know he gave up 40 points, or at least his team gave up 40 points to the Los Angeles Rams this weekend, but it just feels like a different Bucs squad like that. I mean, that's hard to do. It's hard to, like, flip culture like that. And that's what this Bucs team feels like. And let's not forget, if it wasn't for a 42 or 3-yard chip shot against the New York Giants, they're 3-1 right now with a chance to go take the lead in the division, because they play the Saints this weekend. But the biggest upside for the Bucs is Jameis Winston, BT. He had that one bad play, pick six. I think he got tipped a little bit, but it was a stupid throw because the corner could easily sag back into that throwing lane. He intercepted it and returned it for a touchdown, Marcus Peters. But other than that, Jameis Winston was amazing. You see the stats there: 28 of 48, or 41 if you're watching on the tube here. 385 yards and 4 touchdowns, and one of them was an easy throw to Mike Evans, but the other ones were, I mean, they had to be on time, they had to be smart. He turned into a smart quarterback over the course of 6 months with Bruce Arians as the whisperer that he is. And, you know, we talk about it all the time. We know Bruce really well. First coach, really first guest on this show. You got to laud him, man. If you're a Buccaneers fan, you're feeling okay about Jameis Winston after the last 3 weeks. First week, he was terrible. The last 3 weeks, Jameis Winston looks like a franchise quarterback for the Buccaneers.
And that first week was San Francisco. I think it was 30-17 or 31-17, something like that. Yeah, they should have 3 wins right now. They got sucked up by the Danny Dimes, not Danny Wheels, start to his giant career. But, I'm going to stop a little short. This has nothing to do with Bruce. I'm a little reticent to go, not that you're going all in on Jameis Winston. I know you're not doing that here. No. But, you look at cultures, right? And you try to, whether it's Miami, which just has an obvious disparity in talent. We know what their mission clearly is. They're trying to rebuild and get some draft equity. That's all good. And they're still playing hard, so that's a pretty positive sign. But you think about coaches that start over in various situations. Bruce Arians, and he's no dummy. He's got a lot of street hustle in him. He knows a decent situation when he sees one. And Mike Evans is one of the 2 or 3 biggest mismatches in the wide receiver position in all the football.
Doesn't matter who's guarding him.
Doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Linebacker doesn't matter. Safety doesn't matter. Corner, all day.
He's faster than a safety. He's bigger than a corner. And he's both than a linebacker.
Yes.
So he's going to win 90% of those 50-50 balls. So obviously, you got a little weaponry there. And, again, Jameis has shown enough, certainly at Florida State, even the first couple of years in the NFL, where you're like, man, the arm talent's there. Yep. The moxie is there. The body type is there. He's got... It was not I don't think it was, I guess we have to call ourselves out here. I don't know that it was such an arduous rebuild the way we positioned it to be.
It's just getting that guy, Jameis Winston.
Getting him right.
To not do stupid stuff. No, he's right for the most part. And then
right as decision-making.
As a winner, I think. Yes, decision-making, but it leads to winning because he'll be right. Again, San Francisco, he played a really good game for a lot of the game. And then it got to crunch time, and he was like, I got to be the hero here. I'm going to fit this pass here and throw this, this screen. I can make it. It's a busted-up screen. Instead of throwing it into the ground like every quarterback is taught to do when your running back gets held up, or tight end, whoever you're throwing the screen to, he tries to, squeeze it through 2 defenders. It gets intercepted and returned for a touchdown. It's like, don't do that. Throw it away. Live to fight another day. And for 3 weeks, he did that, except for the Marcus Peters interception, which we were just alluding to. But, I see Mike Evans as the stud that you just described. I see Chris Godwin, who had 100 plus receiving yards and a touchdown this past weekend for the Buccaneers, as just on par with. He's right there with Mike Evans. Cameron Brate is a good tight end, especially in the red zone. And then Jones, who runs his butt off from USC. This kid is tough. He's got these like quirks in his game, so he's hard to tackle. And now Jameis has all of this talent around him, and he's finally utilizing it the right way. I think the biggest thing that Bruce Arians did for Jameis Winston was don't try so hard. It's simple. It's an easy fix, and it sounds like anybody can tell you to do that, but it's hard to get a kid like Jameis to do it. Don't try so hard. Just get your guys the ball and let them do the work. And that's what we've seen for the last 3 weeks, and especially in one of the biggest upsets of this weekend on the road against a team that was in the Super Bowl last year. It's the Buccaneers. I mean, they ran away for this game for the most part.
They did. They have 21 zip.
I think they were 21 zip, and then it was like 28 to 7 or 10 or whatever it was, and then. Before you know it, the defense starts picking up in critical moments. This Bucs team is interesting. I'm not saying they're going deep and going to do it, but they're interesting. They're not a gimme win by any stretch of the imagination.
I agree with that. Yesterday was interesting on a few levels. Tom Brady did not play well at all.
No, it's been 2 weeks in a row, actually. He's played average.
They blocked. They're true. They blocked the punt. Yesterday, they scored a touchdown that way against the Bills. We'll obviously touch that game. We'll hit them all. Matt Ryan leads the NFL in picks. The Falcons are lost. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen is a mess. I'm sorry. I know the Bills are still pretty good. Josh Allen just is woefully inaccurate.
They're good.
Woefully.
They're good. You said this on Friday because their defense is stellar.
It's terrific. Their defense and their culture is good.
Agreed.
They're well coached, but Josh Allen he's going to have to tighten up a few things. Deshaun Watson wasn't very good. Kirk Cousins was horrendous. They scored 6 points. Dak Prescott, that was an ugly game, albeit a very high character win for the Saints. I say all this because a lot of established names, not that Josh Allen's established name, but the other ones clearly are Brady, Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, and Dak. But yesterday was an odd configuration of confluence of things. Minshew played pretty well again.
Yep.
I mean, here we are talking about Jameis. Now we're raving about Jameis. And Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota will forever be connected.
Right.
We know that, right?
Right.
Here's what I definitively know. It was a character win for the Titans yesterday as well, going in and beating the aforementioned Falcons. But I still don't have the utmost belief that conviction in Mariota's talent I do with Jameis Winston. I do with Jameis Winston.
Yeah, it's just if they were a hybrid,
and I always have with Jameis Winston's talent.
If they were a hybrid, they'd be an MVP candidate.
Oh my God, that's true.
If they were merged together, Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota were one guy, because Marcus Mariota doesn't want to make mistakes.
Yeah,
that's what holds him back. That's why he gets sacked so many times, because he holds on to the football forever. This weekend he didn't, and he got rid of it. Threw for over 300 yards, and he looked like
good. He looked
like a quarterback that you could rely upon. But for the most part, like the overarching book on Marcus Mariota, safe quarterback, doesn't throw interceptions. Remember, it took him till last year to throw a red zone interception in his career. So 4 years in before he threw his first red zone interception. But he doesn't quite have the arm talent, doesn't have the presence on the field. And maybe in the locker room he does, but on the field, that stoic, big presence isn't there. Jameis is all of that. He just had bad decision making. It's like they need to come to the means of each other, and maybe they turn into franchise quarterbacks from their respective squad.